I always thought raising a son meant building him a future. Turns out, I built him an ego instead. After my wife passed away, my entire life revolved around my boy. Ethan, I worked overtime, skipped vacations, and poured everything into making sure he never lacked a thing. When he got married, I even gave him my own house, the place I spent 25 years building from scratch. Every brick, every nail, every inch had a piece of my life in it. But I told myself, he's family, he deserves it. Biggest mistake of my life. At first, things were fine. Ethan's wife, Madison, acted sweet, respectful, the kind of daughter-in-law any father would be proud of. She called me Dad, made me coffee, and smiled at every joke. But once they officially took ownership, her tone changed. Suddenly, it wasn't my home. It was their house. She started redecorating, tore down my old wooden shelves, replaced them with modern glass. She even threw out my wife's piano, saying, "It ruins the aesthetic." That piano was the only thing I had left of her. I stayed quiet. I told myself peace was better than pride. But that peace shattered one Sunday afternoon. I was sitting in the living room reading when Madison started complaining about me to Ethan. She said, "Your dad doesn't contribute anything. He just sits here like he owns the place." Before I could even process it, Ethan stormed in, red-faced, shouting, "Don't you dare argue with my wife in her house." I froze. Her house? I looked around, the same walls I painted, the same floors I polished after long shifts, the same kitchen where I cooked his first meal after his mother died. I stood up slowly and asked, "Son, what did you just say?" He glared.
"You heard me."
"This isn't your house anymore. Stop treating it like it is." The silence that followed felt like a lifetime. I didn't yell, didn't argue. I just nodded and walked out. That night, I packed a small bag and went to stay with an old friend. But what they didn't know, I still owned the land. When I gave him the house, I transferred the structure, not the deed of the soil beneath it. And in the state of California, that gave me legal leverage, more than they could imagine. The next morning, I called my attorney. We reviewed the documents, and within a week, everything was ready. The title of the property reverted to me due to unauthorized modifications made by the new owners, and the luxury kitchen Madison installed without a construction permit had violated zoning laws. It was poetic. Justice, arrogance meeting consequence. The following Friday, while Ethan and Madison were out shopping, I changed the locks. Every single one. When they came home that evening, they found the gates locked and a bright orange notice taped to the door. Property under ownership dispute. Access restricted until further notice. Madison's scream echoed through the street. Ethan banged on the door for 20 minutes, shouting, "Dad, this isn't funny. Open the door." I opened the upstairs window and looked down at him. "You said it was your wife's house, remember?" I said calmly. "Well, she's welcome to explain that to the county clerk on Monday." His face went pale. He tried to talk, to apologize, but I'd had enough. "I gave you everything," I said. "My home, my savings, my trust, and you gave me disrespect." Then I shut the window. By the next morning, they were sitting on the curb with their suitcases, waiting for a rideshare to Madison's parents. Neighbors watched quietly. No one said a word. 2 weeks later, Ethan called. His voice was small. "Dad, we're sorry. We shouldn't have said what we did. Can we come home?" I sighed. "You can always visit," I said. "But this house is no longer yours to live in." That silence said it all. Now, I live here alone. The house feels peaceful again. I restored my wife's piano, put the shelves back, and rebuilt the home's warmth brick by brick. Sometimes I look out at the garden where Ethan used to play and wonder where I went wrong as a father. But then I remember, respect is something money can't buy. And no matter how much you give someone, if they forget who built the ground they walk on, you owe them nothing. Last month, Madison sent me a letter, not to apologize, but to ask for a loan. I mailed it back with a sticky note that said, "Apply for it through your house." She hasn't written since. Now, my neighbors call me the quiet man who taught his son a lesson. Maybe they're right. But I didn't do it out of anger. I did it out of peace. Because sometimes, the only way to fix what's broken is to walk away, rebuild, and let them realize what they lost.